So we're going to talk about the consciousness calibrations of this week's weekly dose of higher consciousness quiz. And we're looking at three things. We're looking at a sweat lodge ceremony, smudging, and enlightenment. And I've already told you what enlightenment is. Enlightenment is the highest level of consciousness, which starts at 600 and goes up to 1,000. So that's the land where not many people tread. Very few. Like I said, maybe a dozen people on the earth calibrate that high. Next up is smudging. Smudging is that kind of a devotional thing. And anything devotional calibrates at 540. Oh, I'm sorry. Most things that are devotional calibrate at 540 on the map of consciousness. Smudging calibrates at 520, which is super high. It's not quite devotional, but it's intentional and kind of in nature. You're doing kind of a loving thing. You're clearing the air to plant the seeds for something good. You know, whatever's coming, you want to clear the way, planting the seeds for something loving at 520. Smudging and incense burning, any type of devotional thing is inviting in higher consciousness. Like if you like burning incense, do it in a loving devotional way. Grateful for this. Smudging is kind of a gratitude. I'm grateful for this home as an example, or new workplace, and you just smudge it. And a sweat lodge ceremony is super powerful at 560 on the map of consciousness, which is a quantum leap up. I mean, it's 10 to the 560th power as opposed to 10 to the 520th power of smudging. They're all in superpower land for sure, but once you get up there, it's a quantum leap from one point to the next. If you know logs, 500 to 501 is huge. It's a huge leap. So just want to align you guys with all this good stuff, and you start to come into understanding of where true power really exists. So if you like what's going on here, subscribe to our podcast at trumpeteroftruthradio.com. If you prefer watching me on video on YouTube, you can find me at trumpeteroftruth.tv.com. And again, I invite you to check out the mindbodyspiritnetwork.com, where you can check out some killer online events every week. We got someone fantastic, and I interview a lot of people, a lot of these teachers from all over the world. That super interesting what they have come to find and how they shift people in many ways. And all of these events, they're like 1-hour webinars, and they're super interesting. And then they lead into typically a 7 or 8 week course. So you're going to learn something from the freebie. So I recommend you check that out at the mindbodyspiritnetwork.com. Again, my name is Liz Garcia. I am your trumpeter of truth. And I'm here to help align you with true power, true freedom, and loving who you are and being happy in life. I'm not sure what next week's subject's going to be yet. I'm going to have to just surprise you. Okay, I think that's it. And I'm going to end every podcast with this. At 500 on the map of consciousness, love is the truth. That is where true power really exists. And I know you don't perceive that yet. Most of us don't perceive that, so we're not willing to believe it. But use the mind for understanding. The mind is not, the mind understands, oh, there's power in love. I might want to consider that. Consider being loving and letting go of negativity. Thank you so much for being with me today. See you next week on your weekly dose of higher consciousness.